grip socks. I have about 85 pairs of grip socks, 100 different pairs of football socks in these boxes, and we are going to rank every single one of them. We did this a couple of years ago. We only had about 10 or 15 pairs to rank. Now we've got 100, and we're going to give you the definitive guide to what grip socks are the best. We have our tier ranking list from before. We have cleared it. It's empty. Everything gets a clean slate. Our very top tier is foot fetish. That's right. These are the best of the best. You cannot get better than these grip socks. And if your socks get in here, these are amazing. Difficult category to get into. I must say that, very difficult. Down from that, we have foot spa. These are lovely, delightful. They feel great on your feet, and these are well worth buying. These are definitely well above average and very, very good socks. Under that, we have Nike Crew. Now, why have we named an entire category after one sock? Well, it's because the Nike Crew sock is a sock that I love. I think the Nike Crew sock is amazing. So, in order to get into this category, you have to be at least as good as a Nike Crew. I have to be able to want to interchange you with a Nike Crew sock to get a little bit of extra grip. So, in this category, we've still got what I would consider to be a good grip sock. Under that, we have, well, categories that aren't quite so great. Next down, we have the cheesy category, and obviously, nobody wants cheesy feet. These are socks that I do not recommend buying. I think there are better alternatives out there. These are either too expensive for what you get, or overall, they're just not great. And our final category is moldy. Of course, the absolute worst of the worst. These either fit terribly, are really bad for what you pay, or they are fakes. They're just rip-offs, ones that you probably, in fact, never mind probably, you absolutely have to avoid. So that's important to know. And if you are only looking for one specific sock, I will tag every single one in, or give a timestamp down in the description, so you'll be able to skip to exactly the sock you want to know about, because this is going to be a long video. Depending on how long it takes, we might even split this into 2 parts. So do get subscribed to the channel and like the video to get part 2 if it gets that far. We're going to record it in 1 and see what time we have left. All right, we'll start with one of the nicely organized boxes. That's right, I have my socks in separate compartments so I can find them and work out what's what. And we're just gonna start in a corner and work down. What have we got here? Okay, first, it's a banger to start with. This is the Liteguard grip sock, and if you've ever watched me do a review of a grip sock, I reference these a lot. These are very compressive. They have really great grip elements that do the job without being overly intrusive. And then if we turn them inside out, you'll notice no internal grips. So this could be the one area where the Liteguard gets let down, but this is a proper performance sock. It is a thin compression performance sock with sweat wicking materials. This is just one of the absolute best. I don't think it's perfect. There are a couple of areas that maybe could be improved, but they're still possibly my favorite ever grip sock. So Liteguard grip socks, they are comfortably and easily up into that top tier. These are foot fetish grip socks. Next from the box, we're going to pull 2 together because these are Nike grip socks, but they're from different generations and I think they rank differently. So you have these Nike grips, which are, I think, the first generation of Nike grip socks, these red ones here, and these are unbelievable. These are absolutely fantastic. They have kind of a gecko style grip material, so when you apply friction to the bottom of the sock, there is a material in there that kind of spreads out and it grabs onto the material on the inside of the boot. It's some of the most seamless feeling grip socks that you can wear. They're also really high quality. Now, I didn't mention it with the Liteguard. The Liteguard are expensive, and I'm still happy to put them in that top tier because they're just that good despite the pricing. Nike grip socks, also expensive, but fantastic. And this generation of Nike grip sock goes into that top tier as well. That top tier that I said was difficult to get into, and the first 2 pairs of socks go in there. So these are foot fetish grip socks. Now, if you want more information, I'm obviously not going to spend 10 minutes reviewing every single sock that I've got, otherwise we will literally be here for days. Please put down in the comments what socks you want to see full reviews of, or check my channel because there's full reviews of a lot of socks on there already. Now, back to these. This is the newer style Nike grip sock. These are, I believe, the second variation. There is a slightly newer one than these that's exactly the same for all intents and purposes, and it has the same technology. I just don't think they're as good. I don't think they work quite as well. I don't think they fit as well. And there's something about them that just is a little bit off compared to the previous generation. Now, they're still fantastic. And if you do want to try and pick up a pair of the Nike grip socks, because I know they're very difficult to find, then do hit the link down in the top pinned comment. I'll list as many pairs of these grip socks as I can, where you can get them for sale. I know some of them are hard to get. I'll try and find them at the best possible price for you. And if you do click the links, you help out the channel, and that is so appreciated. But these, I think they have to go down a category. There's something about the newer generations of Nike grip socks that just do not work as well for me. The material's not as nice. They don't fit as well. Like, they don't have the same level of that compression band across the middle isn't there. I feel like it's a little bit lazy. So these are going to go down despite being very good. They're not going to be foot fetish. They're going to go into foot spa. I still really like them, but especially when they're pricey, they can't be top tier. They just can't be. Also worth noting with the Nike grip socks that it seems like Nike have maybe abandoned the grip socks because they are so hard to find. Like I say, all the links are down in the comments for where I can find them, but I'm not sure if they're going to continue making them or not. I'm not sure of that. Could just be a random thought, but they're maybe not. Okay, next up, what do we got here? Oh, Nike crew socks. These are Nike crew socks. Bloodied Nike crew socks for anybody who is interested. And in case you were thinking that maybe I was a hypocrite, I'm not. These are obviously going in the Nike crew category. If you want just a basic pair of crew socks, these are some of the absolute best to get. Get yourself a pair of Nike crews. They're amazing. And hey, look, another pair of Nike crews. So Nike crew goes in Nike crew. Shock horror. All right, what's next? These are the Vision grip socks. VSN, Vision grip socks. And I have reviewed these before, and this is going to be a good example of where the market has changed. Grip socks have exploded. There are grip socks absolutely everywhere, and you have to be more careful about where you spend your money because you could end up with just a very basic grip sock for a lot of money. So some grip socks that I reviewed before, you're going to find they're going to change position as to where they were, and the Vision are one of them. Now, I still like these. I still think they have a lot of good qualities. It is a higher quality grip sock than you're going to get from some of the brands that are like this. And by like this, I mean it is a crew sock with grip elements. There's not really a lot of innovation or technology inside some of the material. It's not a sweat wicking material or anything like that. So for these, I believe last time I ranked these as a foot spa sock because they were one of the better crew socks with grips that were out there. They're very, very comfortable. They have great stretch. They hold up quite well. Overall, generally impressed, but they miss elements. There's no internal grips. They don't have that technical material. So these are going to drop a category, and these are going to go down into the Nike crew category. Worth looking at. Not crazy expensive, but there are better options out there. And with the new thousands of grip socks that seem to be getting released, we've got to be a little bit more critical, and these drop a tier. And I'm going to repeat exactly what I just said previously. These are the Taka grip socks. There is a lot to like. There's no internal grips. It is a crew sock with grip elements, and I'm not sure where I ranked these previously. I really respect the people that made these. They're great people, but I think these are, right now, they're not good enough anymore. And it may be a little harsh. The fit's not amazing on these either. There's not any kind of ventilation through the main area of the sock. And unfortunately, these they're definitely dropping at least one category. I don't even know if I'm dropping them two here. And these are going into the cheesy category, unfortunately. They don't offer enough for the money that you're going to spend, despite, again, I like the guys who make these. They're really sound, and I'm hoping they've got kind of some updates or something. I have had these for a few years, but unfortunately, those are going in the cheesy category. They don't offer enough. Okay, next up, we've got some socks that I was so pleasantly surprised with. These are not overly expensive. I got them off Amazon, and they came in a box with Gogogoal written on them. They're an Amazon kind of random brand grip sock that are actually really good. They're not overly expensive. I strongly recommend checking these out. Again, link down in the description. I'll probably have to just tag these Gogogoal. And they're called like anti-slip socks or whatever. But these are actually very good. You've got some ventilation through the forefoot. You've got a compression band. The sock quality is really nice. I even quite like the shape. Adidas used to do this with the kind of raised area just at the front of the sock. I really like that. They come in anatomical shaping, right and left feet. Like, they're really, really good. And the most important thing is the grips on the bottom. These are not silicone grips. These are, I don't know what the material is, but it's really nice. It's very effective. And for a pair of Amazon grip socks that seem to be fairly unbranded, they also have grips on the inside. I was so surprised by these. I've only worn them maybe once so far. That's why there's no review or anything out. There will be a review on kind of the best Amazon grip socks, and these will be right up there. I was so surprised by these, and they're definitely worth checking out. And I'm going to put these into foot spa, that second tier category. They're not quite top end. They don't really have the technical material. They're maybe a little thick for my liking, but damn, like, I was shocked by these. These are foot spa socks, man. Well worth checking out. Oh, we got something interesting. So, these are Athleta grip socks. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. I genuinely don't know. I got these from a friend of mine, Gaijin Boot Blog, Andrew, who I do the Football Boot Hour with, our podcast every week. If you haven't checked that out yet, what are you doing? Check out our podcast. It's here on the channel. Just search for the Football Boot Hour. And then these are toe socks. So obviously you got each individual toe, and I know that freaks some people out. I really do. But these have a really nice fit. The only thing I will say is that if you don't have a perfectly sized foot for the socks, they're not quite as well fitted as something like a Tabio grip sock, which also has the toes. You can, with a little bit of extra material. I have it in my small little toe, because I have quite a small kind of broken little toe, so I end up with a bit of extra material. It's not uncomfortable, but the fit isn't perfect. The grip elements are good. They are run up into the toes. They're in the key areas. And overall, the sock is great for compression. It's great for the materials. It's breathable. It's sweat wicking. There's a lot of positives about the Athleta grip sock, but they're not right up in my top tiers by any means. But I think if they fit you well, these are definitely going to be like a foot spa sock for you in that area. If they don't fit you that well, they're obviously going to drop a tier, but I think they're foot spa. I think really great. And honestly, I don't know how I'm going to find a link for you to get hold of those. They came from Japan via Andrew of the Lockout Boot Blog. So yeah, foot spa socks, well worth checking out. But what can you do? Next. Okay, if you want to be freaked out, we've got more Japanese toe socks. So these are Actival socks, again, via Japan, via the Lockhart Boot Blog, via Andrew. And these have two little toe sections, one here and one here. So like, oh, it's weird. Like, don't get me wrong, it's weird. But the grips on these I really like. I think the grips on these are absolutely excellent. The sock is very comfortable. Again, it has some really great technical qualities. No grips on the inside, but a really great shape, and it fits in my heel really, really nicely. I think these are very good socks. Another thing they don't have that I sometimes look for in a sock is grips up the heel, because that's always a benefit. But the material on these, the technical quality, is actually really, really good. And unlike the Athleta ones, these ones definitely go straight into my foot spa category. I think they're very, very nice. Now, they don't run particularly far up your legs. That is something that I tend to like, but it's not the end of the world. And the comfort on these is really, really delightful. They're not a thin grip sock, but the extra material, the comfort, really great. And these are going into foot spa, no questions. Next up, one of kind of the OGs. These guys have been around forever, and it is the Stepzz grip sock. They were made by a guy who was doing like a professional football YouTube follow me as I go pro kind of idea. And they were very, very popular because at the time they were some of the only grip socks that were around that were affordable. So no grips on the inside, a decent material, reasonably compressive. The fit is okay. You get some kind of ventilation, but again, not a technical fabric. The grips don't go up into the heel, and for the price, they're okay. They're not overcharging for them really, or they weren't last time that I checked. And unfortunately, they have to. This day and age, they've fallen off in comparison to what is available. They're not updated. They're not anything special. So these are going into. They're going under Nike Crew, unfortunately. The Stepzz grip sock goes into cheesy. Again, I kind of feel bad about that, but they've not kept up. This is an old grip sock, and they're not good enough anymore. They don't belong up that high. Okay, I'm sat editing this footage, and there's over 2 hours of sock information, so we're going to cut episode 1 or part 1 right there. So let me know down in the comments which socks you want to see in part 2, part 3, and we'll just make this a huge series. Once it's all done, I'll release the whole thing as one for you crazy people that want to sit through me talking about grip socks for a couple of hours. But for now, that's it. Please like the video, get subscribed to the channel. If you want to buy any of the socks in the video, use the links down in the description and top pinned comment. But that's all for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'll see you soon with more grip socks.